and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Check out the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage for easy access to videos about the body area you want to work on, or the amount of time you have for your yoga practice today, or if you want to stay seated or stand more. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget, it's free, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Now, in today's practice, we'll explore poses for self-care. You'll need a chair and a block for today's class. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, you can substitute a large book or just do the class without it. All right, let's get started. So we're going to move forward in our chair, and we're going to take just a moment to think about connecting our feet to the earth. So we're grounding those feet to the earth. And it's the same idea with our sits bones. So making sure you're feeling connected to the chair and that you're equally weighted. So you're not leaning one way or the other. All right? Now, let's take a moment to connect to our heart center. We're going to let go of everything outside of the room, and we're going to focus inward. Flip your palms up to the ceiling. Close your eyes. And connect to your breath. Just your natural inhalation and exhalation. Now try to inhale and then make your exhalation longer than your inhalation. Do that one more time. Just breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart and set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're going to roll our shoulders. So let's bring those shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's do that again. Should feel really good. Forward, up, back, and down. And then let's reverse that. Back, up, forward, and down. One more. Back, up, forward, and down. Very, very good. Okay. So this next stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands on the chair behind us. So if you haven't moved forward in your chair, you're probably going to want to go ahead and do that now. Just move a little bit forward and place your hands just behind you on the seat of the chair. Now, we're going to lift up through our chest, right? Open up and squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Just a little slight lift of the chin. Now, let's drop our right ear towards that right shoulder. So don't forget, continue to squeeze those shoulder blades. So the upper body is really quite active here. Okay, we're going to drop our chin towards our chest. And then we're going to go to the other side. So I don't know about you, but I hear a lot of creaking and crunching, but it's all good. All right? Okay, drop that chin down one more time. Now go ahead and face forward and let's release that. Shall we do another shoulder roll? I think so. Let's do it. And reverse it. Excellent. All right. Very, very good. So can we do that just one more time? What do you think? Let's do it. Put the hands back behind you. Lift up. Remember, slight lift of the chin. Squeeze those shoulder blades back behind you. Now we're going to do the other side first. Doesn't matter. Let that left ear fall forward or fall to that. So ear to shoulder is what I'm trying to say. And then drop the chin to chest. Oh, boy. And then we're going to do left ear to left shoulder. or right. It doesn't matter. Do the other side. And down we go. Oh, boy, that feels good. Go ahead and look up, release, and roll those shoulders. And one more time, the other way maybe. Okay, very, very good. So we're going to warm up that spine with a cat and a cow, okay? So let's bring your hands to heart. I want you to lift up. Think about lifting up through that chin, just like we did before. So just a different version of cow pose. Now we're going to place our hands on the thigh and we're going to ground down into cat. Tuck the chin and look down. And let's do that again. Bring the hands to heart, lifting up through the chin, squeezing the shoulder blades back behind you just a little bit, and round down into that cat pose again. And release. That's great work. Okay, we're going to move into an extended mountain. So we're going to take our hands up towards the ceiling. Now, as you lift those fingers to the ceiling, what happens is those shoulders want to come with. And I don't want you to let that happen, right? So we want to keep those shoulders down as we extend those hands up to the ceiling. Good. Now, place your palms together. Interlace your fingers and have that pointer finger up to the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to lean our mountain one way. So thinking about keeping the opposite hip down, we want to really feel that nice stretch. And we're going to come up, and then we're going to lean the other way. So really extending nice and long through that sideways. Now, if you've got shoulder issues, you can keep your elbows bent and still feel that stretch. You can still feel this lengthening. All right? All right. Here we go. Fingertips to the ceiling. Now we're going to add a little twist. So we're going to lean first. Then all you're going to do is turn and look up at the ceiling. So it's a gentle twist here. One more breath. Take the twist out. Come back up to extended mountain. Other way. All right. Turn and look up at the ceiling. One more breath. Take the twist out. Up we go and release. All right, very good. We're going to move into a crescent lunge. I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to open it up nice and wide. So I'm feeling a good little stretch on those inner thighs. Now I'm going to let this knee fall straight down towards the floor. Push the foot back and lift the heart. Crescent lunge. Should feel pretty good, really. So we're stretching into the front side of this leg, right? This back leg. Let's release that, and then let's do it one more time. Pressing back. So it's kind of kneecap to ceiling, if that makes sense to you, right? I'm looking over my front leg. I'm lifting up through the heart. I'm relaxing through this glute. One more breath and face forward. Okay. We're going to do the other side now, all right? So let's take this knee and open it up first. Little inner thigh stretch. Now we're going to let this knee fall down towards the floor, pushing the foot back just a little bit, lifting through the heart. So remember, relaxing through this glute will help you get a little stretch into the front side of this leg. Let's release it and do it one more time. You've got this. One more breath. All right. Let's face forward. And grab a sip of water. So we're going to do an alternate nostril breathing. So this is a breathing technique where you breathe in one nostril and out the other. And it's intended to balance your energy and quiet the mind. A little self-care. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to let it sit here in my lap. With my left hand, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to close one nostril. Okay, so before we do that, let's take a deep breath in and out. Now, you're going to take a breath in. And with your thumb, you're going to close this side and breathe out of the opposite nostril. Take your ring finger, bring it into that opposite nostril, breathe in. Thumb, breathe out. Now breathe in. Finger's going to close that nostril, breathe out. Breathe in. Your thumb is going to close the nostril open and breathe out. Last time, breathe in. Close the nostril, breathe out. And release. How did that feel? It's kind of an amazing thing, honestly. If you kind of get the rhythm of it and do that nostril breathing, alternate nostril breathing, I think that it's just such a nice way to quiet the mind. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a chin tuck. So I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to stay facing me, but I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to place it on my chin. So I just have just natural, whatever would naturally be, place your finger on your chin. Now, what I want you to do is take your chin, leave your finger right where it is and take your chin away from your finger. Do you see that? Chin tuck. And then let's release it. Let's do that again. And release. Let's do it one more time. Chin tuck. And release. How did that feel? Let's do that one more time. All right? Let's do it. Put that finger on that chin. Here we go. Pull it back. And release. Again, chin tuck. And release. One more. Chin tuck. And release. Very good. Okay. So the next thing is an anterior scaling stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it right under my opposite collarbone. Okay, so you've got this little group of muscles here, right here, under that collarbone. And I want you to put those fingers on that, and you're going to kind of hold those muscles in place. All right? Now, we're going to look over this same shoulder. So you're pinning these muscles, so you might feel a little extra stretch. Okay? Now, we're going to look down. You're still looking over that shoulder, but now down. We're going to come back center, and then we're going to look up. And center we go. Go ahead and face forward and release. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. So my hand is coming right under that collarbone, right? So just hold, kind of pin those muscles there. All right, you got that? Now we're going to look over this same shoulder. So look over that shoulder first. Okay, now we're going to look down. We're going to look center. And let's look up. And center. Go ahead and look forward. And release that. Okay, can we do that one more time? One more time. Let's do it. Hold it. Look over the same shoulder. Look down. Look center. Look up. And center. Go ahead and look forward. And do the other side. All right, look over the shoulder. Down. Center. Up. center, and face forward and release. Very good. Okay, so we're going to do some knee rotations, and I'm going to give you a couple of options, and I will tell you moving forward in your chair is really going to be helpful in this one. So we're going to bring that knee up, and then if you want to hold on with both of your hands, it's fine, right? So we're going to bring that knee out, down, and up, okay? And do that again, out, down, and up. One more time, out, down, and up. Now we're going to reverse that. So we're going to go down and out and up. Down, out, up. One more. And place that foot on the floor. Okay, so we're going to go the other side. Now, if you don't like holding it with both hands, you can hold it with one hand. That's okay. Ready? Here we go. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Out, down, up. Let's do one more. Okay, stop. Now let's reverse it. Down, out, and up. Down, out, and up. Down, out, and up. One more. And put that foot on the floor. Very good. Let's grab a sip of water. Okay, so if you have a block, we're going to grab that block and we're going to place it in that number 3 position right between our legs. I guess I should say between our feet, really, right? Okay. So this is going to be a forward fold using the blocks. Now, we've got our feet a little bit wider than a natural, like if you were just to sit down, your feet might be a little bit closer together. So it's sort of wide-legged, okay? Now, I'm going to pull my belly in, and I'm going to begin to hinge right at the hips, and I'm going to put my forearms on my thighs. Palms are facing up. Let your heart fall a little bit further forward. See how that feels. All right, one more breath here. Now, we're just going to pull our belly in, tuck our chin, and roll up into a seated position, okay? So we're going to do that exact same thing again. So lengthen nice and long through the spine, hinge right at the hips, keep the back flat, forearms are on the thighs, let the heart fall forward. So I personally feel a nice stretch into my back. Keep that belly tight to protect that back. So there's a little bit of stretching happening here. Keep the back flat, right? Nice long spine. One more breath, and we're going to tuck our chin and we're going to roll it up. Okay, so now that's a great version. And if you want to stick right there, that's fine. But if you're with me, what we're going to do is we're going to let our heart come a little bit further forward, and we'll place our hands on a block. If you don't have a block, instead of being here, you're just going to walk your hands down your legs. Okay, so you'll be kind of holding onto your legs to give you the same support that we're going to be using for those of us that have the block. Okay, so nice and long through the spine, right? Think about crown of the head to the ceiling. Belly is tight. Begin to let that heart fall forward. Keep the back flat. Now, we're going to reach down and we're going to place our hands on that block. And we're going to let our heart fall a little bit further. Or your hands are on your legs, okay? So let that heart fall just a little bit further. Does that feel pretty good? Should feel. It's nice supported, right? It's a nice supported forward fold. Okay, let's tuck our chin and roll it up. All right. So now if you want the next version, we're going to, instead of that block being in that number 3 position, it's going to come to that number 2 position. So you see it's going to be a little bit closer to the floor, isn't it? Okay, are we ready? Lengthen nice and long through the spine. Pull that belly in. Hinge forward. If you want to start here, I kind of like starting with my hands, my forearms on the thighs, and then work my way down to the block. That's the way I like to do it. Keeping the back flat, we're looking forward. Feeling the stretch. One more breath. All right, ready? Tuck the chin, roll it up, and come to seated. You know where we're headed, don't you? Let's turn that block now to the number 1 position. Okay, are we ready? Lengthen nice and long through the spine. Pull the belly in, hinge forward, keep the back flat, and here we go. All the way down to that number 1 position, keeping that back flat. I'm looking out, not down, right? Stretching through that spine. Should feel a good stretch. Just one more breath here. All right, tuck the chin and roll it up. Okay, you can keep doing those versions, but you want to try the last one. We're going to slide our block under our chair, and we're going to go hands on the floor. You don't have to, right? Lengthen through the spine. Begin to let that heart fall forward. Hands on those thighs or arms on the thighs. Now, are we ready? We're going to go all the way down. There we are. A seated forward fold. Now, if you feel okay and your back, first of all, your back feels good, you don't have high blood pressure, if you want to, you're going to let your head fall and you're going to tuck your chin and look under your chair. So now we're in an inversion, and you don't want to do this if you've got any issues with blood pressure, or if it just doesn't feel good. If it makes you dizzy, don't do it. All right, listen to my voice. If you're feeling okay and you want that final piece, we're going to take our hands off of the floor. We're going to grab our elbows and we're going to hang out in a rag doll. So your head is just hanging down towards the floor. You're looking under your chair. Because you're holding on to your elbows instead of having your hands on the floor, you've got just a little bit more stretch into that low back. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Drop your hands to the floor. Pull that belly button in as tight as you can. Tuck the chin and roll yourself back up into a seated position. How did that feel? I love that. I think that feels so good. Okay, so the next pose is Garland Pose. We're going to move forward in our chair. And we're going to take those legs nice and wide. So if you want to do the heel toe, that's a great way to get there. So nice and wide legs. Okay. So now I'm really warm, right? We've been working on that low back. I'm going to let my heart fall forward. And I'm going to place the inner part of this arm, the outer part of this arm on the inner part of that leg. And then the other side, okay? Palms are going to be together. So I'm pressing my legs in and I'm pressing my arms out. So Garland Pose, Malasana. Pressing, pushing, one more breath. Let's go ahead and release that. And we're going to do that one more time. I've got an itch on my nose. I'm sorry about that. All right, here we go. Lengthen through the spine. Begin to let that heart fall forward. We're going to place the arm on the inner thigh. Now press those thighs together. Do you feel that? It's a little isometric stretch here. One more breath. Go ahead and release that. Hands on those thighs and roll up and then bring those knees together. Take just a moment here. Okay. Right? Feeling okay? So now what we're going to do is, it's called shoulder dips. And we're going to do a heel toe again. for those feet to be a little bit wide. Now my hands are going to stay on my thighs, okay? What I want you to do is drop this right shoulder down between your legs. So it's a nice stretch. You should feel a shoulder stretch. I also feel it between my shoulder blades. I don't know about you. And we're going to lift up, and let's do the other side. Shoulder dips. And up. Let's do that again. We're going to let that shoulder fall down. And we're going to lift that shoulder up. And then we're going to let the other side. Shoulder dips down. And we're going to lift that shoulder up. And we're going to heel toe those feet back together. Good. We're going to move into seated lunges. And I'm going to use my block. Again, if you don't have it, it's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my block on the floor, and then I'm going to extend my leg, and I want to make sure that my heel is going to touch the block. Now, if you don't have a block, all that's going to happen is your heel's just going to be on the floor, and it's fine. So if you're with me, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to place it between so that I can put both of my, one heel or the other, depending on which side we're doing, and I don't have to worry about moving my block back and forth. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take this right knee and I'm going to bring it into my chest. So I'm hugging my knee into my chest. Think about lengthening nice and long through the crown of the head, right? So that should feel good just right there. Now, I want you to flex the foot and you're going to grab under your thigh. I want you to push through that heel. You're lengthening that leg nice and long. Then you're going to place that heel on the block or on the mat. I'm going to have to move my block a little bit. I think I stretched right there. Okay? So now my heel is just resting on that block. I'm going to lengthen through the spine, and I'm going to begin to let my heart fall forward just a little bit. It doesn't have to fall forward. Doesn't matter, right? Little hamstring stretch. Okay, let's come up. We're going to do the same side again. Let's do it. Bring it in. Squeeze. Lengthen through that spine, crown of the head to the ceiling. It should feel really good. Flex. Now hold under your thigh, press through the heel. Put that heel on the floor or on the block. We're going to lengthen and we're going to hinge forward. Hold on to those thighs. Give yourself a little support there. It's fine. Feel that? All right, tuck the chin. One more time, just like that. Same side. Bring it in. Squeeze. Flex. Push through the heel. Let that leg fall down. Extend and hinge. Ah, man, that feels good. And up we go. Okay, let's bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. Okay, let's do the other side. We got one little add-on to this before we move to something else. It's the same idea, but a little bit different. We're going to flex. Now we're going to push through the heel, hold on to that thigh. We're going to let that foot come down onto the block or onto the floor. Lengthen, hinge forward. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Let's do that again. Bring that knee in, squeeze it. Lengthen through that spine, nice and long. Flex, push, heel down, lengthen, and hinge. We've got one more like this. Here we go. Roll it up. Bring that knee in. Squeeze. Flex. Hold under the thigh as you push. Heel down. Lengthen. And hinge forward. Oh, that should feel really, 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 really good. One more breath. All right, let's roll it up and bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. Okay. So now what we're going to do is just a little external rotation. And so you're going to bring that knee in. And then what I'm going to do is with this hand, this left hand, I want to reach underneath that ankle. All right. And then I'm just gently going to externally rotate. So this is not anything significant. It's just a gentle twist. Now, I want you to flex the foot. So again, you're going to hold on. It's fine. Extend through that foot, and then we're going to put that heel on the floor or the block. And then we're going to bring that knee up, or those toes up. Now, if you want a little bit more, I know this is more of a feel-good class, but if you want to work just a little bit harder, what you're going to do is as you bring that knee in and externally rotate, instead of holding under the thigh, you're going to make your abdominals and your quadricep do the work. So hands are just down by the side. And then you're going to externally rotate, maintain that external rotation as you push through that heel. And then you're going to put that foot on the floor or the block. Bring the toes up. Let's do that again. Bring it in. Squeeze. Do you feel the difference whether you hold the thigh or not? I would say whichever one feels good for you, do it. Flex. I'm going to hold. Extend. Push. Put that heel down. Toes to the ceiling. Last time. Bring it in. Squeeze. Lengthen through that spine. Externally rotate. Flex your foot. Press through. Hold or don't. Put that heel down. Let the toes come up and release. Okay, take just a moment. And we're going to do the other side. We got this. All right, are we ready? Bring it in. Squeeze. Lengthen through that spine. Bring that knee in. Okay, so now remember, your right hand is going to reach under that ankle, and then you're just gently, super gently pressing. Okay, feel that external rotation. Flex the foot. Okay, now push through the heel. Hold or don't, your choice. But I want you to maintain that external rotation. See how my toes are going out? Now put that heel on the block or on the floor and then bring those toes up. Okay, let's do that again. Bring it in, squeeze. Lengthen through the spine, nice and long. Externally rotate. Flex. Push. Foot on the floor. Toes to the ceiling. Again, bring it in, squeeze. Externally rotate. Flex. Push through the heel. Foot on the block or the floor. Toes to the ceiling. Last time, bring it in, squeeze. Externally rotate. Flex. Push through that heel. Put that heel on the floor. Toes to the ceiling. Bend the knee and put that foot on the floor. Let's grab our block and store it back under our chair out of our way. And grab a sip of water. We're going to heel toe our feet just a little bit wide here. And then let your knees fall together. So whatever, however wide those feet feel good to you so that you can bring those knees together. Bring those arms out, palms facing forward. Right arm on top. We're going to cross over and hug ourselves. Let your head fall. And you're just kind of looking down at your arms, down at your lap. Make sure you're not holding the head up. Just let the head fall. One more breath. Okay, lift the heart up. Open up those arms. Take the knees wide. Now, we're going to bring those knees together. The other arm is going to be on top. Hug yourself. Let the head fall. Tuck the chin, looking down. Don't hold your head up. One more breath here. Lift up. release, bring the knees out, and then heel toe those feet back together. How'd that feel? I like that one too. So we're going to grab our block. Don't worry if you don't have a block, it's fine. And we're going to place it between our feet. So I've got it in the number 2 position on its end. Okay, so up on its end and wide. Great. Place your hands behind your head, elbows are wide, and squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Think about having those feet grounded to the earth. Okay, so remember how we did that at the beginning? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to bring those elbows forward, pull the belly in, and then I want you to release the hands and put the forearms on the thighs, but the palms are facing down. So you kind of, it's a seated child's pose. So we just have one more breath here. Now we're going to lift up. We're going to bring those hands back behind. We're going to do that one more time. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind. Elbows are nice and wide. Feet are on the earth. Pull the belly in. We're going to release into that seated child's pose. My arms are resting on my thighs. Palms are facing down. Let yourself just hang out here. Head is falling. It's a rest position. One more breath. And up we go. Okay. So if it feels okay, you can keep doing that version. But if it feels okay, instead of coming down here, we're going to bring our hands to the block and we're going to let ourselves hang out in between our legs. So your belly is going to be hanging out between your legs and your hands are on the block. Or you can still have the arms on the thighs. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Release into that seated child's pose. Maybe the hands come to the block. Let the head fall. One more breath. Pull the belly in. Come back up. Hands behind the head. Elbows wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades. This is our last one. Here we go. Hinge forward. Placing those hands on the block if that feels okay. Child's pose. One more breath. And we're going to roll that up into a seated position. Very good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that block in that left hand. Okay? Arms are at goalpost arms. Now my feet are on the floor. My belly is tight. I'm going to bring the block across. And I'm going to grab it with my other hand, and then I'm going to open. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring the block across. I'm going to grab it with that opposite hand, and then I'm going to open. Block comes across. We're going to grab it with that hand, and we're going to open. Hand with the block comes across. Grab it with that other hand. Open. Let's do it one more time on each side. We've got this. So a little twisting action right at the ribs, right? You feel it? And the other side. Grab that block and open. Very, very good. Okay, release. I'm just going to set my block under my chair, get it out of my way. We're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it up. And we're going to let that left knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back, crescent lunge. Open up your arms, and you're going to cross one arm on top of the other and give yourself a hug in your crescent lunge. Release the knee, open the arms up, and then we're going to hug ourselves with the opposite arm on top, pressing that kneecap up towards the ceiling, the back of the kneecap up towards the ceiling. Open it up, release that knee, hand comes down, and let's face forward. Now this leg, we're going to cross on top of the opposite leg for a little seated pigeon. Okay, so just hang out here for a moment. So a little stretch into that hip and glute. If you want a little more, lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall forward. You don't have to, right? You may not need any more. I know, right? Such a great stretch, though. And up we go. Okay, let's release that. Now we're going to take this knee and we're going to open it up. Let the opposite leg fall down. Push the foot back, lift the heart. Open up. Cross one arm on top, doesn't matter which one. Hug yourself. Open it up. Let that knee fall down. Now we're going to cross with the opposite arm on top. Press the back of the kneecap to the ceiling. Hug yourself. Open back up. Bring the hands down. Face forward. We're going to cross that ankle on top of that knee. We're going to hang out here for just a couple of breaths. Okay, if you want a little more, you're going to lengthen and then hinge forward. One more breath. All right, up we go. Sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip your palms up to the ceiling, Shavasana pose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full, complete, cleansing breath out.
Here and now. You have right now. Do everything you can to treasure it, to make full use of it, and live it with all you are. What has happened has happened. Anger, frustration, and complaints about it will only contaminate the present with echoes of a past that cannot be changed. Focus your thoughts on the reality of the good you can do here and now. Identify a worthy, desirable possibility and go cheerfully to work. See if you can let go of the doubts and worries about what might or might not happen. Unlock energy for making the most of all that is here and now. Enjoy the feeling of being effective in real time, in the real world. Watch satisfaction as you exercise purposeful control over your thoughts and actions. Understand and appreciate the great treasures that can be forged from life in the present moment. Know the distinct joy of making that happen right here, right now.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Let your left ear fall towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.